It is Dom time. All right, it's time to revoke the name of the 76ers. They have no heart,
Ah.
no soul, so they have to be pre-Revolutionary War. They wouldn't throw tea into the Boston Harbor. No, not those 76ers. We need a new name for them that is pre. Let's pretend the British just won the war. That's what they said. We're giving up after we're not going to Valley Forge.
Yeah, they don't
We're
deserve the
not
name.
doing that. What the heck? If they went to Valley Forge, they'd still be out for Valley Forge. Hard to believe. All right, enough of that. That's the venting for the day on the Sixers.
Such a hard day.
Rose said, well, what do you mean you're stopping watching it all? I said, there'll be breakage here pretty soon. It's that bad.
We're not going to get past the second round, so what's the point of watching anyway?
Well, true, but the disgraceful way they lost on top of it. Okay. Now, while all this was going on over the weekend, probably, Dan, just a little change here. I'm going to play Adams first. This guy is up against the wall, so to speak, because of the Biden policies and because of Governor Abbott and Governor DeSantis. Here's Mayor Adams earlier today, the mayor of New York, saying, I'm only following the law when it comes to sanctuary cities. Oh, boy, would I love to see this happen here in Philadelphia. But we're going to go to court. Now, it's a little unclear about what his people are doing in court, but it appears they want to take away the sanctuary city label for now. For how long? Well, he doesn't say. Listen to this. This is stunning. Thank you, Governor Abbott, for doing what you're doing with the busloads. Send 500 busloads here to Philadelphia. Send 1,000. Send everybody from Texas to a city like Philadelphia. Let's see what Jim Kenney even does. Send it before tomorrow's election. I guess that can't happen. Be interesting to hear Helen Gim's comment. Listen to Mayor Adams, though, about the pressure he's under due to, well, first of all, they booted veterans, homeless veterans who were living in one of those hotels for illegal immigrants. And I'm going to tell you a story in just a minute of a couple in suburban New York who lost 30 hotel rooms for their guest for their wedding because the hotel is going to put people that are here illegally in the Crossroads Hotel. Here's Mayor Adams. Yeah, typical progressives. We're going to violate the law. We're going to make this a sanctuary city because we never think it's going to come back and bite us. Now, this is what Republicans have to do, exactly what Abbott has done. I think this is the master stroke of the last year or so of this. What DeSantis did last summer with Martha's Vineyard, they need to do more of it. And they should target a city now like Philadelphia. New York can absorb better, and they can't absorb this. So Dan is recently married. I have to ask a question? Dan doesn't know the answer, so I'm not sure. Who is it that pays if it's one of these destination weddings, which I don't think are that fair? I don't think you should have to pay airfare and then hotel rooms and $1,000 to go to a wedding. But a couple, we're trying to track them. Their website is tied to not. Dan, what kind of gifts are they asking for? Did you happen
I
to
don't know.
notice?
I didn't go through the
I didn't see with toaster ovens or whatever.
Yeah,
were in
probably
there.
the normal stuff.
Normal stuff. But they're angry because the Crossroads Hotel in Newburgh, New York, rented out 30 rooms booked, and they're $190 a night, roughly. So probably 2 nights, we're thinking, times 30. For people coming to their wedding, 10 bridesmaids. Wait. First of all, I see a problem here.
That's a lot of bridesmaids.
Yes, you can't have 10 bridesmaids. No.
Is she Italian?
Her
Big
name
Italian
is
wedding?
Mifsud. I don't know what
Yeah.
nationality that is. That's like We have to look that up.
So what's the Dom limit on bridesmaids?
5. And even that is stretching it.
How many do we have? I think we had 5. So
Yeah,
I
that's
I think
okay.
maybe we had 6 or 5.
That's it. Somebody's got it. Some sister is out.
Yeah, we're on the edge.
10 bridesmaids, only 5 groomsmen. Well, wait a minute. Why are there not 10 groomsmen? What are these bridesmaids walking together into the thing? That doesn't look right. What is this, a Seinfeld wedding?
Gonna be a good night for those groomsmen.
They're coming from, yeah, they got the odds here.
Good chances.
I can see the guy. The odds are good. I want you here from California. It's California, Florida, Arizona, Minnesota, Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, and Westchester had planned to stay at the hotel. The couple had paid for transportation to and from the party. But I guess they pay for the rooms.
Yeah, they pay for the rooms.
All right. And they said, we signed a contract. Hey, lady, you got to know with progressives and all and this stuff with the immigrants, they're going to pay them a lot more to stash them there. They're just going to break the contract.
You don't know that going in and they're a progressive hotel that's going to do this, do you?
Well, I don't know the pressures on them. Is it solely money? You mean to say if I reserve a room at the Crossroads Hotel and Dan Borowski says, I'll give you $10 more, Giordano, you're out.
I think it's even worse than that. That progressives have such ultimate power that you can book your wedding anywhere at this point, and you can have this dropped on you, whether it's a progressive venue or not.
And usually people don't fool around with weddings, Dan. We've seen these stories where a bridal gowns place suddenly closes down, and the news in this town covers it as if a missile's headed our way.
It's big.
It is big. I get it. So all around us, we're seeing these stories with people coming here illegally, overwhelming the system. So much so that Mayor Adams actually went into court today, it appears to be, to take away the sanctuary city designation. It's working. They're experiencing somewhat what these border towns experience. And all weekend, Biden chortling about not that bad, right? Not that bad. The border's not being overwhelmed. Well, President Biden was getting an honorary degree. And I got to say, look, at Howard University, historically black college, the college of Kamala Harris, here is the introduction. And I think this guy may be from Trinidad. There was somebody there from Trinidad that Biden bollocks. How would you like to be giving Biden an honorary doctorate for his mental acuity? How does this? But I can see this guy, Dan. I watched his speech. He's completely clueless. He just stands there and says it. Listen to the guy introducing Biden at Howard and why he gets this honorary doctorate. Nice trumpet. We could use another trumpet here. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa, stop it, Dan. Stop this guy. I don't care if he's from the islands or not.
Oh, that's bad.
His sound intellect or mental intellect or analysis, revered for that. Continue. Oh, yeah. That's 37%. There's people from Delaware. Immediately, they should be bowing and asking for penance from the Dom Giordano show for that. 36 years of that reign of terror. But there's more. So Biden is addled. Biden doesn't know what he's doing many times. But he is not this nice guy, Joe. You've come to learn, right, over these last a number of years, or maybe we always knew. He's a political animal. He goes for the easiest things. He wrote an endorsement of the woman opposing Katie Porter out there in Delaware County, the election that will decide who controls the House. And in it, he led with, of course, abortion, followed by gun rights, followed by minorities not being able to vote. Nothing stops him. He'll continue to say it. Any line that comes into his head that is completely ridiculous, even for a kid in 5th grade, he'll say it. Listen to Biden, though, stirring it up at Howard.
Love over hate, unity over disunity, progress over retreat. To stand up against the poison, white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
Nice mic there.
I'm not saying this because I'm of the black HBCU. I say it wherever I go. To stand up for truth over lies, lies call for power and profit. To confront the ongoing assault to subvert our elections, suppress our right to vote.
Unbelievable. There we go. Yep. So he knows enough to do that. He knows enough to continuously. Here's the problem. You know what Democrats, progressives, adult or not, are going to do. Take a look out in Delaware County, what they're doing now, though. Biden intervening in a state representative's race with endorsing today the woman opposing Katie, the Republican.
Katie Ford.
Yeah, Katie Ford. Josh Shapiro, over $1 million. He can't say abortion, abortion, abortion. You got to just come on with a sign. Abortion. You got it? Abortion. If Katie Ford is in there tomorrow, you better get your abortion that day. And then, of course, Biden threw in voting rights for minorities. Okay? What do Republicans counter with these losers in Harrisburg? On my show on Friday, she said she's spent about $26,000. What a laughing stock. What a bunch of, yeah, well, that's the matter with that guy in Philadelphia, Dan. He doesn't understand. We're big thinkers. We got to save our resources. 26,000.
We're talking a race that's going to flip the power of the entire Harrisburg.
You got the president of the United States. What I'm doing, you know what I'm doing if I'm in there? I'm going to somebody like, I don't know, Jeff Yass, which we'll talk about today, 48th richest guy in the country, and saying, if we get this seat, we might be able to get school choice and a bunch of other things through. Can you lend us $2 million? All right?
Not only that, is a state GOP not involved?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
right,
okay. You're talking about the state GOP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and
I thought you were talking about just specifically Delco GOP.
No. I'm talking about they're even more pitiful.
Yeah.
And they can come on the air. I don't need emails from you saying, why do you always say that? Just come on the air. Call Dan. We'll put you on. I'll tell you how pitiful you are.
Yeah, but statewide, you're right.
And they're pitiful too. So here we go. The race, they had a shot here. And I was told by a couple of insiders, Dan, up until a couple of weeks ago, she was ahead slightly, maybe a point, maybe 2 points. It wasn't like she was getting blown out here. And what do they let them do? Drive out every abortion. Now, the good news is I have something here on mail-in balloting, which they've embraced. I'll give you some details on that for the midterms. We know now about the number of mail-in ballots, and that's good. And I know that people have said, all right, I don't like the mail-in ballot. I want to vote in person tomorrow. But you know what? Got to win. But how in the world do they not make this the end of the world? How don't they say this is the Alamo? We're going to dig in Delaware County. We're going to knock on every door with every person we have. We're going to busload people in to endorse, raise money, and to tell them Upper Darby, Dan, is one of the precincts here. How's Upper Darby under Barbara Ann? They got this traffic tickets things they're fighting at a class action level. They don't know where millions of dollars are. They can't say Good Friday on the material they put out. I forget what they call it. There'll be no trash day because of, and they put down, something happened. They can't win in Delaware County. That's how bad the Republican Party is. You know what they tell us? Well, you guys don't get it. The world has changed. Has it? Has it changed that much where the Philadelphia suburbs, you can't win if you're a Republican? All right, let me give you the side question today. This came about. We had a lot of fun on Friday with our side question, and I happen to say in the middle of it, don't think we've ever asked, is there a moment in a film, a line, a speech that fires you up? That whenever that is played in the film, it just gets you going. Braveheart has one.
Can it be a moment?
Yeah, it can be a moment.
A
Yeah, that
moment.
moment.
Great.
Yeah, that moment.
I got the best then.
Okay.
I'll let you go
I
first.
would say it's in a strange way. I was reviewing this over the weekend. I can't get enough of Remember the Titans.
Great answer.
It's not just Denzel, who's the head coach in the offense. It's a defensive coach. When he tells his team if they gain 1 yard, if they pass the line of scrimmage, I'm taking every one of you out. That's it. It is an emotional moment that you just don't perfectly timed. Several lines in that. Of course, game ball, Ronnie Bass. I always do that one.
Just from an overall
Yeah.
perspective, I don't know if there's a more inspirational movie than Remember the Titans.
It's got so
such
many
a good
themes
movie.
that are incredible.
Well, I might have
Yes.
one that's actually more inspirational.
Yes.
How about it's the Winter Olympics, Tom, and the Jamaican bobsled team
Oh, yes. Cool Runnings.
carries their bobsled
Yeah.
over the finish line. Just an
Exactly.
absolutely showing the power of teamwork, and just it was such a great moment, so inspirational, Dom, that I'm going to take that one off the board.
Without a doubt, the Sixers didn't get that. If they had acted even down 25, like we're not going to give an inch. I told Rowan, she went, oh, man, that's nuts. I even commend George Niang. Do you see what he did?
What do you do?
The guy on the shooting guard on the Celtics falls into the Sixers bench as he's running, trying to get down court. George Niang may have grabbed his lower leg to slow him up because he was sitting on the bench.
And you applaud that?
Well,
it's like South Philly basketball, right? Rec Kings,
no,
right?
it would have been worse in South Philly. What would have happened? You don't fall into the other team's bench in South Philly. You're not coming out.
Putting in a Kurt Angle ankle
I'm serious. You're not coming out of that bench. Yeah. All right. That's a great one, though, Dan. Perfect. Yeah. A moment, a speech, a moment, a line.
Take that
Yeah. I mean, that's Mel Gibson. That might be his best. Phone lines are 855-839-1210. Give me your reaction to white supremacy, the greatest threat to the United States. Not an addled president, not progressive craziness. No. Also, I have, look, I like AOC as a public speaker. She's got the rhythm. She's got the movement to it. It's gibberish. We'll play you a little bit of AOC yesterday here for Helen Gim. Bob Brady, the head of Democrats in Philadelphia, will be with us at 12:30 to tell you what he thinks is going to happen tomorrow. Danny's no fan of AOC from congressional days. No fan of Bernie Sanders either. Is the Democrat Party threatened by these socialists amongst them? One guy running on their side was a member of the Communist Party. I still think he is, but at least he's not on the rolls anymore. That might not be surprising to people. Can you imagine if they elect an actual commie in Philadelphia? Now, even Philadelphia would have to give pause and say, wow, what an accomplishment. That's our first guest. 855 Marxists of the world. Unite. Come to Philadelphia. 855-839-1210, AT&T and Verizon Wireless. All you have to do is just push pound 1210. Dom Giordano's show. Welcome in, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Anything could happen tomorrow based upon polling, gut instincts. Bob Brady, though, is more knowledgeable than anybody probably. He'll be here ahead of the Democrats. What does he think of Helen Gim, AOC, Bernie Sanders, et cetera, is happening here? Here is AOC yesterday, though. Look, I know Bernie got the top billing, Dan, but come on. Was the crowd there for Bernie? I don't know. Was the mob? Maybe.
I think they were.
Yeah, you don't think they were there more for AOC?
Like, Bernie's a god to these progressives at this point.
Not AOC. See, I see it the other way.
Well,
and she's got this rhythm. I don't know the thing she got with the right hand always going like this.
Well, okay, let's make this comparison. I think Bernie Sanders is Walt Disney and AOC is Mickey Mouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that one down.
Yeah.
I might use that in my column. Tomorrow night, I got to be up late, hopefully not that late, writing who won on the Democrat side and what it means for this area at this point. And did Katie Ford win? Hint, I already have 4 paragraphs bashing Republicans. I told him I need 1,000 words, not the usual 600, just for the Republican bash.
Just one note I want to make. I'm very proud of myself for, not gendering that comment and saying that she would be the Mickey and not the Minnie. You hear that, progressives? You hear that?
The Mickey Mouse. Look at you, gender fluidity. Mickey Mouse standing there. Now he's AOC. All right. Let's hear AOC yesterday touting Helen Gim.
Helen Gim.
We're pulling that. Hold on. Oh, man.
Helen Gim will keep this city safe. Safe from the scourges of poverty, safe from the injustices of inadequate education, safe from inequity and inequality. That is what public safety is all about. And it's not just because she's rolling up and saying it. It's because she has done it. She is not new to this. She is true to this.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
What a burn.
Woo, I got to write that one down. I'm speaking at a couple places, Dan.
Just for a sake of comparison.
In the words of the great AOC. Okay.
Just for a sake of comparison.
Helen Gim.
Oh, I thought you were going to play the Hello Philadelphia Woman from Michael Bloomberg. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. That's the all-time favorite.
Helen Gim.
Oh, wait. I should have had the other one ready to go. Oh, I failed there. I'm sorry, dog.
All right.
Where is that one?
Yeah, that's my all-time favorite.
Yeah, it was such a good one.
So you notice what she's trying to do, at least. They know that people want public safety. They can't wish that away. So that whole argument is, well, people are killing each other because of inadequate schools, which they don't go to or fight or get thrown out or get put in a discipline school for and bother everybody else.
Helen Gim will keep this city safe.
That's my favorite.
It works.
The argument being, that's why people are doing all this stuff. We'll be safer in Philadelphia. Drug dealers will stop dealing drugs. They'll stop shooting each other. There won't be carjackings and all, because these kids will have a great education. That's what they really want. The inequities will be gone. Now, they're playing this same theme out with Jeff Yass. Our buddy Will Bunch, big column, massive column over the weekend, attacking Jeff Yass because he is spearheading a number of commercials that oppose Helen Gim. And the question is, why would this billionaire who's worth about $29 billion do that? Well, Will Bunch says he's doing it because he wants to keep everybody down. If we're all little worker bees, then Jeff Yass can make even more billions. You think so, huh? Why is he spending all that money, though, about the schools and school choice and all that? We had Jeff Yass on the show. Dan, I'm not sure if it's on here.
I got it. Yep.
Here's what listen to this. A lot of you, when he said it. Now, this is the guy that was satirized and attacked by the clowns over at Abbott Elementary, the TV show. Listen to what he said he would do with the money we spend on every kid, say, in the Philadelphia public schools per year. What could he do with that? Did they get a better education, but also have money when they get out of school? Listen to his proposal.
Imagine if we said to a mother of three, parents of three children, you're about to get $1 million tax free to send your three kids to school. 25,000 times three kids times K through 12 is $1 million. Instead of taking that $1 million and having the teachers union take it away from you and send you to a school that doesn't educate your kids, that is violent, that makes your kids miserable. Imagine we said to that family, here's $13,000 for a voucher. Go wherever you want. You can go to most Catholic schools, cost less than that. It's about what a charter school costs. You can go to a private school. You can start your own home pod. You can get together with a couple other parents, but you now have $39,000 per family if you have three kids to work something out. The other $12,000 you can put in a bank account or a stock market account, and at the end of 13 years, you'll have somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000. Now, this would cost the taxpayer absolutely nothing because we're already spending the $25,000. So a family of three whose kids are desperately poor, whose kids have no hope, whose kids are joining gangs who are killing each other, would know that when they're 19 years old, they're going to have between $200,000 and $300,000 to start a business, to go to college, to buy a house, to do whatever the hell they please. That kid is not desperate and is not depressed anymore. He or she has a future, and that would change the entire dynamic in Philadelphia. Poverty would essentially be eliminated if we did this one simple plan without a tax increase and without a spending increase. That $1 million is that family's money, but the teachers union confiscates it and takes it away from them. That's what I'm looking to fight.
Will Bunch, you had that guy right. It sounds like a guy that just wants to keep people down. He just wants to be richer and richer and richer. That's what it's about. I remember when he said that on the show. It was quite startling. All right, we're looking today on the side question. For that moment, that speech or that line, or think of moments that is inspirational, for want of a better term. I don't know here, Dan, with his first one. It's a great moment, but see if you can make the case. Let's go to Bob in Warminster. Okay, Bob, what's yours today?
Yeah, mine is Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. And he shows exactly how the politicians look at our soldiers. As a former Marine, I could say that, they just look at them going into battle and they're expendable. And when Jack Nicholson said, "You can't handle the truth, I do stuff like," the whole speech was just so inspirational.
All right, that's a moment. Thank you, Dan. Is that inspirational though?
I don't know if it's inspirational much. I mean,
yeah. Well, I don't even know if I agree. Look, the film is slanted. I don't like Tom Cruise, but I don't know that Jack Nicholson's character is exactly on point either. Do you?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll put it on the list. We'll consider 855-839-1210. That's how you get in. Coming up, Bob Brady, head of Democrats in Philadelphia. What does he think's going to happen tomorrow? And the online fundraisers, $2 million plus. I haven't looked in the last hour or so for Daniel Penny's legal defense in the subway case. $2 million plus. I forget, they said they're going to use the money for mental health if it's not $2 million in his defense. That seems like a high figure, but guess what? They're going to go after this guy in the subway situation big time. And guess when this took off to this level? When Ron DeSantis tweeted out over the weekend, Daniel Penny was the Good Samaritan. Wow, biblical. There seemed to be a noticeable surge at that point. $2 million. What are Americans saying about that? I'll tell you what I think they're saying through this guy. And Bob Brady will break down everything that's going to happen here next. Hey, if you're tired of paying too much, Rescue Natural Supplements are rolling back prices to 2013 on top of Memorial savings all month long. That's right. For the entire month of May, you can buy 2 products, get 1 free, or buy 3 products and get 2 free on every single Rescue supplement. Combine decade-old rollback prices with free bottles for huge savings. Stock up on all your favorites, 1250 Omegas, cholesterol supporters, probiotic, and brand new health gummies are all on sale. To order, call 800-26-ALIVE. That's 800-262-5483. Speak to a rescue product consultant or shop online at res-q.com. res-q.com. Don't miss out on this opportunity to save big. Rescue has over 50 products to target your health goals, and everything is on sale. Rollback prices and memorial deals, they start now and they last through the end of the month. So go shop res-q.com today, res-q.com. Tom Giordano's show. Look, any election day, primary otherwise, has consequence. Tomorrow, though, in Philadelphia, given what's going on here the last umpteen years, but particularly the last couple of years here, are remarkable. And depending upon which person ultimately, is it David O, whoever the Democrat nominee is, wins, could be a huge, huge difference. I was on Inside Story with Bob Brady, who was a panelist. He's the chairman of the Philadelphia Democratic Party. He and I, over the years, have had a lot of good debates back and forth, and a lot of times in agreement. We might be in agreement, Dan, with some of these people trying to take over the Democrat Party in Philadelphia, though. And the outsiders that seem to be in love with one of them. Let's go to Bob Brady, chair of the Philadelphia Democratic Party. Hey, Bob, thanks for joining us anytime, but particularly right before an election. What did you think of yesterday's invasion of the New Yorkers?
Gim will keep this city safe.
I think look, it is what it is. It's politics, and people do what they think they need to do. But I'm wondering how much is helping at all, and maybe it might be hurting, because people do realize that we got outsiders out of Vermont now. The New Yorker are trying to come in and take over Philadelphia, and I'm getting a lot of calls that aren't happy with that.
Well, I would think so. And Bob, you don't represent that wing of the party. I know any party has to come together. You know, Big Tent, Ronald Reagan even said that. But it seems to me, Helen Gim, the two people there yesterday, some of this Working Families Party group, they mean to take the Democrat Party in a far farther direction than ever.
That's sure, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Actually, I did speak when she called me, Helen Kim, and she was nice. I've known her a long time. Mm-hmm. And what she said to me was she's just trying to strengthen the Democratic Party and not take it over. But that could be rhetoric. Who knows? But we're doing what we can do, as much as we can, how we need to do. We need to do on election day, and we'll see what happens.
Well, we know her base of support. They are fanatic. I mean, they're really into it, but is it deep? On the other hand, Sherelle Parker, turnout is the key tomorrow. We say that in every election, but why more so tomorrow, do you think, Bob?
Well, because there's like four very viable candidates. So I'm not being disrespectful to any other candidate, but as you know, the three ladies and Alan Dom are right up there within the margin of error. So what that does, and I hope what it does, is bring out all their bases so we can get more than a 25, 23, 24% turnout. I mean, we got to get a better turnout in the city of Philadelphia, and this may be driving it, and I hope that it does.
That shocked me when you said that the other day because given what's going on here, public safety alone, given these candidates are very accomplished versus, usually it's one person we know is going to win and then an also ran, it's sometime. Now, when you ran, it was similar. What, 2007? There were 5 or 6 accomplished candidates, names that everybody knew and had accomplishment in Philadelphia. Sherelle Parker, though, looks like she has a lot of sources of turnout, though.
I would agree. She has probably the most what we call the boots on the ground. She has all the labor. She has, I believe, she's got maybe like 43 or 46%, 43 or 40% ward leaders that are for her. There'll be boots on the ground. There'll be our committee people on the ground, and I do believe she has, without question, the most people that'll be out there on election day.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, how about Rebecca Reinhardt? Our listeners, was fine with it. It's very smart, very much, but someone who's said to be a progressive of common sense. What's your theory on Rebecca Reinhardt?
Well, you're right. She is a progressive with common sense. But the word progressive, does that mean that we're regressive?
Yeah.
I think I'm progressive. I want to move forward. I don't want to move backwards. And we do move in that direction. But again, an accomplished person, a friend. My problem, a lot of her friends of mine. We supported her many times. On for re-election, and she's been good to the party. Anytime I ever call or need anything, she's always there and always responsive. But yeah, she's somebody again that's in a dead heat, along with Gim and along with Parker.
The David O camp, as best I can tell, their dream scenario, and what I see. Look, we know about the edge. Who's the last Republican, Bob? I guess it was the Sam Katz race the first time around, right? That there was some fear and what was that like when we only lost by 7,000 votes, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the first time. Only it was the second time. Also,
Yeah.
he was a very viable candidate, and then they had. I think what might have helped that election was the FBI. I give him credit in our justice system by putting a bug in John Street's office. And what the bug showed, just what John Street said, no profanity, no larceny, no nothing wrong. And I think the bug showed that. So I think when they did that and that came to light, I think that was something that really helped John.
I'm asking, David O does have this base, these immigrant groups. Nobody does more events that I've ever seen than David O going for him. But the Republican Party, I'll say it, is just non-existent. Helen Gim is what he hopes. And I wonder if you agree, because then there would be a contrast there. He can't make as much of a contrast with Sherelle Parker, for example.
Exactly. David is a decent human being. He's a good guy. And again, remember, he won for city council. You can only elect 2 of the Republican Party, and he wasn't supported by the Republican Party. He beat Tonenberg and the other candidate, escapes me, to win that one seat, and the working families won the other. But I think the working families may have woken up the Republican Party a little bit, because what happens, the Republican Party on election day in November, they're a primary again within themselves, because they have 5 people on the ballot. 5 people. You can only elect 2, but 5 people are running, so they're running against each other. If the Republican Party does get smart, with I'm talking about the council at large now, if they get smart, they'll only have the 2 people running, and David O will probably, hopefully, use some turnout for us. I like the word when you say dream. No disrespect to my friends in the Republican Party, but that is a dream, and I don't think that dream's going to come true.
All right. Well, I hold that. It is a dream, not a dream of mine. I don't want to take any chances on this.
I hear you, but I think we'll be.
I know you. You may not be in the business of predictions, but tell me what happens tomorrow. What has to happen, say, for Sherelle Parker to win?
The boots on the ground.
Yeah.
The boots on the ground that are out there pushing all our ballots. Like I said, there's 44 wards out of 69 that have her, and the others are split. It isn't like they're all going to get one of the candidate. Dom's got so many, Ginn's got so many, Reinhardt's got so many, and then we have 5 wards that want to remain open. And they let their constituents pick. The problem, if we endorse a candidate, and I got to get Dom Giordano a ballot with a mayor candidate on the top that you don't want, we lose the whole ticket. So this way we let it open. We had it open most of the last mayor's elections primaries. We had it open. Let the warder decide who they want, who the constituency want, and then they don't throw the rest of the ballot away, because these other mayor's important, no question about it. But so is council, so are our judges. The down ticket's important also.
Absolutely. Well, Bob, thank you. It was a pleasure to be on Inside Story with you. Anytime. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Look forward to doing some more with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bob Brady with us here on Talk Radio 1210. They're definitely, Dan, feeling that if Helen Ginn wins, et cetera, and these Working Families Party, they're going to go way, way farther left. All right. You can feel it further left. You can see it already. So they have a stake in this. And I think they want Sherelle Parker to be the nominee, or Alan Don, but mainly Sherelle Parker. So it comes down to tomorrow night, the 3 women. That's how I see it at this point.
I'm going to be real careful when I ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think this kind of anti-progressive stance by Philadelphia Democrats is insurance in any way to save some face in future political scenarios in case a progressive does indeed get win, and they know also that they're going to wreck the city? So Democrats are trying to get ahead of it to say, that's not our candidate. That's not our candidate. We didn't want her. We didn't want her. That.
Oh, I think they're more practical. They're doing it to try to stop her now.
Yeah.
They're not looking at damage. They're just saying, oh my God, imagine if this woman is the mayor.
Yeah. Preemptive damage control.
Yeah. They already have 2 socialists in city council, maybe 3. One guy running, I believe, is beyond a socialist in where I am, the 8th district, Cindy Bass, the guy that's running against, I believe, was a former member of the Communist Party. I don't know how much the former, I'm not making it up. I think she'll sneak by, but Philadelphia could swing all the way completely, as wild as it is now, even wilder.
And I say I want to be careful there, because I don't want to take for granted, the opportunity that Bob just came on, and it was a great interview.
Oh, great guy. No, I can talk with him without a doubt. Sherelle Parker will be here at 1:00 today, and listeners, right from the beginning, thanks to Dan and her staff. If it's a dance contest, she's going to win. If you saw over the weekend, the stuff she was doing with the marching band, et cetera. We're also going to talk with not only Meg Brock, but another Moms for Liberty award winner,
Helen Ginn.
Thank you. Out there in Montgomery County. Moms for Liberty. If you missed Friday's show, it was quite intense there at the end. And thanks to listeners who kept it up. That's the report I got. The mob did protest. Philly Act Up, people like that. They're protesting the Marriott. They want them to withdraw the contract for Moms for Liberty holding their big national convention here in late June? Yeah, I think it's June 29th.
I see the papers cut off there. It's Vicky. Vicky is the chapter. She runs the Montgomery County chapter of Moms for Liberty.
Yeah, and they're called every name in the world. Hateful, Will Bunch, hateful group. That's all that they do. They're after trans kids, etc. These are patriots. That's all that they are. All right, let me grab another quick one here. Catherine in Philadelphia. What is that moment? What is that film speech or line? Catherine, what's yours today?
Shawshank Redemption. But there's a lot of things within there that are inspirational. And there's a theology behind that movie, because an innocent man went to jail for whatever, for killing his wife, and he didn't really do it. Another guy did it. But
there's one particular line in there. I don't know if we're in agreement. Do you know the big line?
I don't know, Dom.
All right,
but you probably, I'm sure you do.
Well, you're right about the film. I'd say the line is, get busy living or get busy dying.
Yeah, that's a good one. But there's also other parts, like when they interview Morgan Freeman, that they're going to leave him go out. And I can't remember exactly what he said back to them, but what he said was true because he was in jail. He did do the murder.
Right.
But the thing of it is that now you're going to release me and you're going to put me where I don't know where I'm going to be lost.
Thank you, Catherine. Thanks. I agree with it, Dan. I put that down as a line for now, but she's right. It is redemption, etc. Yeah, that film is powerful. It's on all the time. It's rightfully so.
Get busy living. You get busy dying.
Yep. I think that's the one that sticks with me. But we'll put it down in general there. So we're just looking for that line, that moment in a film that's inspirational. All right. People have different views of inspiration so far. 855-839-1210. You can get on board. Coming up, I will break down this $2 million raised plus for Daniel Penny. And DeSantis called him a good Samaritan over the weekend. That was very calculated language on this. And the more they go after this guy, the bigger hero he's going to become. But Bragg can't stop himself. You know that. He's got to persecute him, not just take a look at the facts. You know, there are certain home maintenance chores we'd all rather not do, like repainting the exterior of your home every 5 years. Who wants to do that? Here's an incredible permanent solution to that problem, Rhino Shield. Rhino Shield looks like paint, goes on like paint, but it never chips, cracks, or fades. It's ceramic coating. It's guaranteed for life. You never have to paint again. The local Rhino Shield owner, John Gilgy, great guy, friend of the program. I'm impressed with both the product and the company. It's perfect for any surface. You get the beauty of fresh paint, the maintenance of vinyl, even insulate your home. Comes with a 25-year guarantee that you can transfer if you sell your home. John meets with as many homeowners as he can himself, and they've helped thousands of Delaware Valley residents, including many of my listeners, upgrade the look and quality of your home. Do it now. You get 10% off for a limited time. Visit myrhinoshield.com or call 844-RHINO-99. 844-RHINO-99. It is Dom time. Good Monday. Welcome in 855-839-1210. Hey, Dan, until proven otherwise, I'm a contrarian on this. Tired of Taylor Swift stopping a song, chastising security, and then free tickets to the people that security had to deal with. Now, they could have been onerous, the security at her event, or it could have been they were near a railing, you know, and just not
Yeah.
wanting to back away. And, it looks good for her to go after the poor $10 an hour, whatever it is, security people.
I mean, they have to be kind of, sensitive right now after what happened less than 2 weeks ago with the guy falling over in the bullpen, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's a different venue, we know, but it's the same city. It's right next door. The guy fell off.
Yeah, right into the opposing team bullpen.
Yeah.
And I just think it smacks of me. Look, people were happy with Taylor Swift and the whole thing. I just think the backstory there, the anti-Trump, the anti-Marsha Blackburn stuff, it's just amazing. I don't get it either. I get it, talent, Dan, but I don't get the whole phenomena of it. What's the core that provokes that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, Ron DeSantis over the weekend did help with this. Now it's up over $2 million. The Give, Send, Go page entitled Daniel Perry's Legal Defense was just about at 2 million last night. Maybe it's a little bit over that. DeSantis tweeted out that this guy was the Good Samaritan in this case. And look, people, I think, are saying, look, nothing is perfect. It wasn't like this guy had a knife and was ready to stab someone, and this guy then choked him. But all things figured, how in the world are you going to go after this guy with the full weight of the law where he could go to jail for 15 years under the current charges? That's ridiculous. They're tired of it. They're tired of a bunch of progressives saying he was killed because he's homeless. No, that's not true. And he was on a list of the top 50 people who routinely are arrested, refuse treatment, just want to go back and do the same stuff day after day after day. People face this. Ordinary people, working people, they face this and they're tired of it. And I think the broader thing is this idea of homeless rights has gone way too far. It's become almost a sacrament on the left because they don't have to deal with it. They don't have to deal with what could be a threat. This guy already had punched out an older woman who suffered serious injuries and still has them from that. He was notorious. He was known. He was saying he doesn't care about dying, getting in the face of people. That's why there's $2 million. There'll probably be $5 million by the time all this is over. All right, Gary is in.
Don, before you go to Gary, I
yeah.
have some audio of the mom that was the Taylor Swift fan. I don't know if you want that, but I think you'd love to react to it.
Yeah.
Here's what she had to
Yeah.
say.
Songs. Kelly, a third grade teacher and mom, says she was enjoying the best concert of her life when she says a security guard interrupted fun.
Just kept telling me to stop. He kept telling me to calm down and not to dance. And I guess she noticed and she yelled at him and told him to leave me alone and that I wasn't doing anything wrong.
The security guard had no idea what was going on. So I was like, hey, Taylor's talking to you. And then he quickly, I don't know, he disappeared. He left.
Kelly, a self-proclaimed Swiftie for 16 years, camping out before Taylor's GMA summer concert back in 2014, and now says her fandom has come full circle.
Yeah.
All right. So, look, I don't know. Maybe
a little too old to be.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he was over the top, but it just seems to me, okay, let's see what Taylor Swift does if there's an incident or, people or somebody gets hurt, something of that nature. All right. I'm just not believing this guy was just onerous there. Possible. But right in the middle of the song, that is pretty amazing. That is big time. All right, let's go to Gary in Newtown here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Gary.
Hi, Dom. Hi, Dan. Wonderful show as always. I have to ask one question. Have you, either one of you, both of you, watched The Terminal List?
Yes.
I have not. Dan has,
I
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great show.
Yeah.
Jack Carr, a frequent guest on our station, starring Chris Pratt over on Amazon Prime,
Mhm.
Gary. And my only criticism is they show that that bird flying into the window one too many times, in my opinion. But other than that, it's an absolutely fantastic series. I highly recommend our listeners check out.
Then I am begging for your vote, Dan, and I am begging Dom to watch it, because when he sees or hears this line, he will have changed his mind. And it is from any red-blooded American man, not male, a man who has witnessed and knows who killed his wife and his daughter. When he finally gets the guy in his garage and the guy says, don't, whatever, he's got him at gunpoint, and I forget the question, but he goes, I am justice, and puts a bullet in his head.
It's a good scene. Very inspirational.
All right, I'll check it out. Thank you very much.
Like the inspiration we're more looking for is like I want to get out and do stuff, and now I want to go kill somebody. I don't know.
We can accept it. Everybody has different inspiration, but I don't know why it's all shifted toward that.
Yeah, I mean, I gave Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah, I
answer.
gave Braveheart,
it's
or
very,
remember
dark.
the Titans.
Yeah,
we have a little bit of but we accept it here.
Yeah,
we're not. I wasn't criticizing.
I'm just saying we're the judges here. I mean, we
mean,
determine who wins the day.
Yeah, right. Well, the Few Good Men thing, I just think was a little bit far from how I view the character of Nicholson.
The reason why I was kind of silent on the answer is because I think he had a better answer lined up before he decided.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, Sherelle Parker, running for mayor, who's won over our listeners in a lot of ways. We'll talk with her. Take your calls at 855-839-1210.